Hello, my name's Mark Torrance. I'm a Christian and a member of Riverside Church. And as part of being church, over the last, I think 18 months or so, I've been part of a little WhatsApp group of other church members who just want to talk about what it means to be a Christian and be concerned about the climate crisis and about global warming. And probably as much as 18 months ago, Richard, you might have seen his video in this series about having an electric car, said that as a household they had conducted a carbon audit, so they worked out what their household's carbon footprint was, and at that point I thought, that's a fantastic idea, I really should do that. And finally last weekend Sarah, my partner, and I got around to doing it. So what I'm going to do is tell you what our carbon footprint is and how we went about finding it out. So it turns out that working out your household carbon footprint is pretty easy. There are lots of websites that help you to do this. So here's one of them. I chose it mainly because it didn't try and sell me anything. First of all, we have to say how many people in our house, then how much electricity we use on an annual basis, how much gas we use, oil, don't use that, coal, don't use that, wood, a little bit, transport, so we had to put in details about how much mileage we do in a car, don't have a motorcycle, and then about bus travel and coach travel and ferry travel and national rail and international rail, then domestic flights and other flights. Little section about food. It asked me whether I was vegan, or us whether we were vegan or vegetarian, where we do most of our food shopping, whether we buy locally or not. It asked me whether or not I have petrol consuming hobbies, which I don't. And then finally it asked about our income, and I'm going to say something about that in a moment. And when we've done all of that, it gave us a summary of how much carbon in tons we consume or we produce each year. So just to be fair, we completed this for 2 years ago, because last year, because of COVID, our carbon footprint will have been artificially low, and we smugly thought we're going to be doing well. We recycle, we don't fly for holidays, we get the train as much as possible, we use a green electricity tariff, and it turns out actually that we're rather worse than the average person in the UK. This series is about how then shall we live, though, not let's get depressed about how we're living. And there are a couple of things that we can definitely do to sort out how much carbon we pump into the atmosphere as a household. One is to switch to a green gas tariff. That's something that we've discovered, haven't actually done it yet, but that's something we've discovered is really straightforward to do. And gas forms quite a large chunk of our output. And the other is, for me personally, I'm really lucky to be able to fly for work, but the last year has shown that I don't need to. I managed to work fine with using Zoom and Teams without actually flying to visit people, and so I'm going to radically cut back on that as well. So I hope you found that interesting, if nothing else, discovering what the Willets spend all their money on, and thank you.